Hey, Michael and Brittany, how are you guys?
Hey, what's going on,
Hello.
Ruizes?
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this interview.
Yeah, hey, we wanted to start off if you could just tell everyone who you are, how long you've been married, how many kids you have.
What do you do for a living?
Sure.
Yeah. So,
What you start.
well, my name is Michael. This is my lovely wife,
I'm Brittany.
Brittany. Uh, I am a public school teacher. I teach English in Dallas, and we've been married for about 4 years.
What are we, 4.5 on Christmas
Yeah,
Day?
yeah, 4.5 on Christmas Day,
Yes.
and we have a lovely child together. But before I tell you about our child, why don't you tell them what you do?
Sure. I am a nurse, and I've been a nurse for, I think it's 6 or 7 years. And so my background's in emergency, and I took a little break and I did surgery, and I'm going back to emergency. So I've kind of been, I guess, in those two settings. And actually recently stepped back from my job full time in order to be a full time mom. So one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite public figures, Abraham Hamilton, he always says, I hear it when I go home, that you're leaving your part-time job to go home to your full-time job. So your part-time job brings in your income, your full-time job is what you do at home for your family. So I kind of,
Awesome.
amongst other things, took that and also through the advice and wisdom from Pam, I just decided to stay at home with the kiddo, Harmony. So
Yeah, and so Harmony is our 6-month-old. She just turned 6 months, like a couple days ago, and of course we had her back in April of 2020, and it's been a fun journey. What was kind of shocking to me is how little I knew about baby humans when we were there in the hospital, because I just remember we went in, we were there for, I don't know, probably 12 hours before we actually delivered. And I realized I don't know anything about kids. Like, I don't know. I had like watched probably 10 hours of one YouTuber who's all about how to be like a father or whatever on YouTube. And it's like, oh, that's really cool. And then I just like stopped watching his videos, and like, I don't know. I knew how to like, I don't know. All my mentors had kids who were like 3 and older, and I just didn't know anything about a newborn.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
true what they say. It's like this wave of like, oh no, what do I do? Like I just left with this human and there's no like manual to her. So it's true.
Right. So it was kind of chaos. I mean, we told all of our family. Of course, this was like during the lockdown. I mean, nobody was going anywhere. I mean, entire hotels were just shut down overnight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you know, one floor below all the COVID patients, Harmony Lane Loftus is born. And, so we're like wearing masks and, taking her home. And we told family, don't come over. We don't want any transfer of germs, nothing. We got home. We were home for how many minutes, you think? 3 minutes?
Not a lot.
2 minutes. And I looked at Brittany, and she looked at me all tired. And I just began laughing because I knew we were thinking the same thing. She said, so I was thinking, should I call my mom? I was like, yes. So we had her family just come over. I said, guys, please, just as soon as possible. They said, we'll probably be there in like 2 or 3 hours. I was like, it can't be 45 minutes. I mean, it's a 45-minute drive. Like, why can't you just get in the car right now? So anyway, so we had them come over, and that's when we began our journey of not knowing what we were doing as parents and just kind of living with chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, Brittany, about you had asked me the question about like, what do I do if I don't want people to touch her when she's a newborn? When I take her to a group, what do I say? Or when someone comes to the house. And I remember when she was born, I thought, well, it is COVID. At least she doesn't have to worry about that.
Yes. That was the most convenient time.
Yeah.
Conveniently inconvenient time to have a baby.
Yeah.
So tell us, for people that are checking out this program, I know I asked you guys if you could think of one problem or situation where you were not sure about how to go about it before you started working with us. What was that problem, that challenge?
So probably one of the main challenges for me was, and we've talked about different things that have been a struggle, but communication with my baby. She doesn't speak very good English. In fact, she speaks no language at all. She barely speaks body language. And so my biggest struggle was figuring out how to meet her needs without raising a little baby tyrant, because she would cry and I didn't know how to meet her needs. When she was crying, I got pretty good at problem solving, but then she would just cry more. She just kind of learned when she needed something, she would just go from like 0 to 60, just like, bah! And you're like, oh, she's hungry, and, or she wants picked up or whatever. But I kind of trained, I don't know, it was both of us. We were kind of helping to raise up this baby who got what she wanted by crying. Now, I don't think she has the intelligence to do that as effectively as another baby tyrant, maybe 6 months from now. But I could see we were on that pathway and I didn't really know what to do. And so when we were over at y'all's house and y'all were helping us kind of navigate the parenting struggles that we were having, that was one of the big things that I took away from y'all, which was don't meet their need. You didn't verbalize it like this, but don't meet their need while they're screaming. So what you can do is, the example, Cesar, you were giving me was when I was picking her up, instead of picking her up while she's crying so that she'd stop crying, like get down on my knees, get really close to her and just be like, shh, and be like, hey, it's okay. I'm right here. Don't worry about it. And then I would comfort her basically, and then she'd stop crying and know that I'm right there. Then I'd pick her up and she's learning, oh, I can have my needs met without screaming my head off, And I think, honestly, her cries have been much easier to understand now because she cries when she has run out of options, but she's actually gotten better at communicating in other ways or in smaller cries that are not as disruptive. And I think even sign language has been a big thing too. I don't want to dominate all of this. Brittany, I don't know if you want to add to this question, but.
Yeah. No, I definitely noticed just having that patience of, instead of responding to the cry, to nurture first and then respond to that need. And even today, I was changing her diaper. I was doing something and she was wailing, and I'm like, okay, hold on, pause. Let me pack up the dirty diaper again, put her all back and pick her up, and just say like, it's okay, like we're gonna get through this. Like I don't quite understand why you're crying, probably because of the dirty diaper I just packed up, but just picking her up so there's no trauma associated with, okay, I'm changing the diaper, she's screaming, she's crying, she might even be confused, but rather nurture first, soothe, and then, okay, we're gonna change your diaper. And at this point, she's smiling through glazed, glossy eyes and tears, and she's like, oh, it's gonna be okay, because I was nurtured to have the need met.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. So just as a final question, how were you feeling before you had a solution to this situation, and now how you're feeling now? What does a new life look like that you feel that you're equipped to deal with this problem?
I mean, I feel like for me, it went from chaos to more clarity, because children are just chaotic. Like humans are just really messy and chaotic. And so for me, that was a big thing, is going from, I don't know what in the world to do to stop the direction we're going, to now actually kind of know how to help build trust while I meet her needs, instead of just like giving her everything she wants, So that was a big thing. And then also I think being able to teach her how to like give me other communication, like hand signals and stuff like that, when she wants picked up or when she needs something, that is more useful, because her cries are easier to discern for me, because instead of her crying about every little thing, she really only cries about the big things, and she's able to just kind of communicate in other ways the smaller things that she wants. It's easier for me to understand my kid, basically. So there's much more clarity for me.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to say it, is like I understand her better, in the sense of, I feel like the only time she really is, I guess I can't figure out, is just when she's really, really, really tired or really, really hungry. But even that took some time to figure out, okay, meet this need, no, that didn't work, this need, no. And I think just that patience and like Michael said, learning the cries, and over time she kind of uses more body language. Instead of using the cry to meet the need, she'll do other things. Like today I was feeding her, and I was talking to Michael about something, and she would tap the tray like, I'm here, like feed me. Before she would cry it out, but now she'll just, smack that tray and say, my mouth is here.
Yeah,
it's kind of cute too.
Fun. Yeah, that's fun, and honestly, it makes her more socially desirable for other people. Like, she's not around a bunch of people right now, but as she gets older, it's important for adults to actually like being around our kid, because we don't want their interactions with adults to be either fake or dishonest, and adults are just pretending to like our kid because it's a kid, and it makes her more socially desirable, and I think that's much better. So
That is awesome, honey. Anything to add?
No, that's great. I think it's great that you recognize that the sign language, even if she's not doing everything, you're modeling it for her and you're giving her a way to communicate.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I'm really excited to watch you guys parent and watch Harmony grow up and become an amazingly empowered adult, responsible and independent, and knowing that she's being loved and taken care of by incredible parents like you guys. So
thanks for helping us out. Thanks for making it I hate to say easier, because that's like
smoother.
Yeah. Thanks for making it much smoother for us and just giving us knowledge that helps improve our parenting and our relationship with each other. Even.
What y'all are teaching, it works. So it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, I can't wait to get together again, guys. Definitely going to be in contact with you.
Yeah. Yes, that new apartment.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, guys. God bless. Thank you so much.
See you later.
Bye-bye.